This is the Rusted Willow, and my name is Tammy. And if you like DIYs, hauls, flips, and everything farmhouse, you are in the right place. Now let's get into DIY number 1. All right, guys, today I am bringing you Easter tiered tray decor. And my sister, like I said in my last video, if you haven't watched it, you need to go over and watch it. But she purged lately, and she dumped a bunch of stuff on my doorstep, and these things here were one of them. I don't know what you call them. They're like Easter picks. They're like a long pick with a bunch of Easter eggs on it. Now, I know that we bought these together probably 2 or 3 years ago. We got them for 69 cents. They were 90% off at Hobby Lobby. It was probably with the start of COVID, and nobody was out buying anything. So literally we had the pick of all the Easter decor, and it was all 90% off. So I already have some, and I haven't done anything with them. And I thought, you know what? I got to use these somehow. So I removed them from all the little wiry things. After I trimmed down the edges, because it kind of had an edge to where the holes were, where they were woven onto the little wiry things. I don't know what you call them. Anyway, I trimmed that down, and then I took a needle with a very large eye on it, and I strung it with fishing line, because fishing line is very strong. And I strung those beads onto some fishing line, because I feel like you can't have a tiered tray without a garland. Hello. So I made a garland out of the smallest eggs that were on, or the pick, I don't know what you call it, the egg pick. And then I got this napkin from Dollar Tree, and let me tell you guys, it gave me fits. I wet my fingers, I cut it in half, I tried everything I could think of to get the plies apart, and I couldn't do it. So this is what happened. At this point, I'm just like, forget it. It's going on. I'm going to Mod Podge over it anyway. It'll be fine. And so I take my Easter egg, and I believe I got that pack from Hobby Lobby as well. I've had these for years. And I take my napkin, well, I take my Easter egg and I glue it up with my glue stick. And then I take my napkin and I press it down into the glue. And I decided I didn't like where the flowers were sitting. So I went to pull it apart, and voila, hello, the plies came apart. I was like, what in the heck? Seriously? Okay, and I struggled with this for quite a while before I even decided to give up and just stick it on the egg. So there you go. If you're having trouble, stick it to something and it will come apart. Okay, so then I glued down the napkin with my glue stick to the egg, and then on the back side there were these words that were printed, I think the manufacturer printing or something, that you could see, and I didn't want that to show through the napkin, so I decided to go ahead and paint the back side in plaster before I attached the napkin to the back side, because I did the both sides the same with the same napkin. And then, guys, if you haven't put your Mod Podge in a little squirt bottle yet, best thing I ever did. Anyway, I just squirted some of that on the egg, Mod Podged it on there, waited for it to dry. I took my fishing line and my needle and I strung it through the egg and the ribbon, because the ribbon is from Dollar Tree as well, and it had little holes in it, the lacy ribbon. And then I just strung the fishing line back up through the eggs to hold it. I do add a little bit of hot glue, and after I tie it in a knot, I add a little tiny dab of hot glue, and it's good to go. See there, I'm making a knot, tying a knot. Okay, so then on the other end of this garland, I stole a tassel from a different garland that I had made last year, and it was made with white jute, which I thought was really cool. Anyway, and I thought it would go, well, it wasn't really white, it's more like cream color. I thought it would go really well with the lace ribbon on the egg, and I just kind of take my needle and the fishing line, and I just kind of string it through the tassel, and then I take the fishing line and weave it back up through a couple of eggs, and then I tie a knot cut it off, add a little bit of hot glue, and we are good to go. There you go. Beautiful. Today is an Easter tier collaboration, and I am so excited about it. I was asked to join these very talented ladies, and I could not be more honored and thrilled. I am joining the beautiful Leanie from Crafty Leanie, the beautiful Catherine from A Place to Start, myself from the Rusted Willow, and the beautiful Lisa from Our Gray House. So if you have not went over and watched their channels or visited their channels, make sure you do so. I will have all of their channels along with the playlist listed in the description box. Guys, these ladies, come on now. I love these ladies. I've watched them for a while. I was so honored to be a part of this collaboration. So let's get back into the crafts, and DIY number 2, 3, and 4 are kind of together, but I just listed it under 2, and because these are super easy, and I'll talk more about them later. Okay, I am using this Vintage Market and Design furniture paint. I picked it up at, probably some antique mall somewhere, and it is in the color Chateau. It is like a blue gray. I just add some water, spritz some water in there, and I was able to get enough paint to cover this little gnome from the Dollar Tree. I want him to look like concrete, but I'm also going to bring out the details in his beard and his face and all of the little details in him. And then I take this beautiful little bunny that I found at the Target dollar spot. She was $3, and yeah, I'm saying she's a she because she has to be a she. She is so sweet. I just take her and remove her sticker, of course. She was $3, and I give her a good paint job because brown is not my color. I give her a couple of coats of this Chateau as well. And then I'm going to go back in with some white wax. And I go pretty heavy with the white wax, and I let it sit for a little bit because I want it to cure just a little bit. I want it to actually stay in the crevices. And be careful when you're wiping this off because you can wipe so hard that it'll wipe your paint off. I didn't Mod Podge this before because I don't think it's necessary. It's just going to sit on my tiered tray. Nobody's going to be touching it or messing with it but me. So I didn't Mod Podge or seal it afterwards, but you can if you want to. I don't think it's necessary. The wax will seal the paint after you get that all applied and it cures. And this little bunny, oh my gosh, she turns out so stinking cute. I just love her. I had to save her from the dollar spot, and I wanted to save them all because, is that just crazy? They were so sweet looking. I mean, with her ears back, how sweet is that? I just love her. Oh my goodness. Okay, and the white wax just settled in by her tail and her legs and her little face so beautifully. Okay, guys, I got this little bunny from the Dollar Tree, of course, and she was $1, and I'm going to paint her up in Ballet Slipper Pink. And I've had this Ballet Slipper Pink for quite a while because I've been using my Oops paint. Man, I didn't think paint could sour, but I got to get rid of this paint. Every time I open it, my husband's like, oh my God, you're using that green, you're using that paint again. I can smell it because it smells terrible. Okay. So now I am just deciding where to place a little bow. I didn't know if I wanted to do 2 bows on either side of her ears to make it look like piggy tails, or just 1 bow in the center of her head. And I ultimately just go with 1 bow in between her ears. I just think this is so cute. Just a little bit of embellishment, and she is finished off. And for the pink bunny, I do the same thing. I just tie a little pink bow, teeny tiny little pink bow, and I just add it to the side. All right, guys, on to DIY number 3. We are back to these eggs again. I have got to get them used up. I have all of the picks that my sister gave me, plus all of the picks that I purchased, and she only purchases a little bit, and I purchase a lot because I don't know why, because I have a craft room to fill, I guess. Now that it's overflowing, I haven't purchased anything. Hardly anything. That's not true. Hardly anything. So we are going to be making something probably unexpected with these eggs, but I think they turned out super cute. So you let me know what you think at the end, because I'm undecided. I think I like them though. So what I do is I put a small, medium, and large egg on some jute twine, and I just string them all together. I mean, I might as well because I have the needle threaded, and it took me a minute to thread it, even though it's jute and a huge eye. I still couldn't get it in there. Crazy. So I cut these apart, large, medium, and small, and I tie knots at the end of the eggs, both the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to take this paint, and it's called Bear Claw from Lowe's. It's a Valspar color, and it's not a bright orange. It's a dark orange, kind of a, I don't know, I want to say Harley Davidson orange, but I think Harley Davidson is darker than this. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a beautiful color, orange, and it's a little on the darker side and not the bright side, which I like that because I don't want neon orange, although pumpkin is a great color to use if you're using chalk paint. So I just chose to use this latex paint. I've got to start using it, guys, before it dries up on me, all of it. So I am just giving these 2 good coats, and then I take these beautiful leaves that we got at the Findery in Waco, Texas, which is across the street from Magnolia. If you haven't went to the Findery, you are missing out because they have some great things on clearance. We purchased boxes and boxes of these for $5, guys. $5. And you got like 12 floral picks in each box. And they were selling them for, hold on to your hats, $9.99 a pick. I am not kidding. So we got a steal of a deal, and I love these greenery picks. They are gorgeous. I love these carrots, and I think they are perfect for my tiered tray. All right, guys, this next one is a dupe. I love looking at Antique Farmhouse online, and I love their products. I have purchased some things, but they're pretty pricey. I mean, let's be honest, they're expensive. I don't purchase very much because I think most of the things they have on there I can make myself. Now, do I make them? No. But do I screenshot them? Yes, I do. Every single time. And I tell myself, you're going to make that. You are going to make that. Now, this one I decided to make. So you're going to tell me at the end if this is a nail or fail. But they had a set of 4, and I'm only doing 3 because my 4th pot did not match these 3 pots from the Dollar Tree, and my OCD would not allow me to do a slightly larger pot. So I'm doing these 3 pots that match. I had these champagne flutes from Dollar Tree, and I cut off the ends to make them look like cloches. And then I am painting my pots in Easter colors. I have the purple, a blue, and a pink, which kind of go with the eggs that I did for the garland because I want everything to be cohesive and match and look awesome on my tiered tray. So I am giving this pot a coat of purple, which is also a latex paint from Lowe's, and I used my pink brush, so some of the pink paint kind of mixed in with the purple, and I love that. So I don't mind using my brushes in different colors because I like the mixed colors, the ombre. I just like that look. So then I take some pool noodle and I put down in these little pots. I cover them with reindeer moss. And honestly, I should have just left with one little pool noodle because the greenery that I have is a little bit longer than what I needed. So I had to cut them down even after I had to redo the pots and take out the top pool noodle, reapply the reindeer moss, which I don't even know why I glued it down because I didn't need to glue it down. That was dumb. And I take my cutoffs. So this is just cutoff greenery. This, I had some eucalyptus, some just regular greenery, and then some lavender greenery. And I poked down in there. Now my lavender greenery was not on the actual pick part. So I had to use my little stick pins there to stack it and then stick it down into the actual pool noodle. So there's a little tip for you. If your greenery doesn't have a little wire that you can actually stick down into your foam, your floral foam, use a sewing needle. And there you go. You can stack them and move them around how you need to. All right. So I put the little cloches on or the little tops on, the champagne flutes, and now I am making the tags. Now Walmart had this set of 30, 40, I don't know, Sharpies at Christmas time for $5. Well, actually, I think they were on sale for 15, but I got them on clearance after Christmas for $5. And they're gorgeous. All the colors of the Sharpies are gorgeous. So I just used a gray color and went over these little tags that I've had for years that I got from the Target dollar spot. And then I used my white metallic marker from the Dollar Tree, which I just found the other day. And I just wrote plant, bloom, and grow on these little tags. Now for the pots, I just wrapped around the jute string and tied it I didn't tie it in a knot, but I just like tied it around there. I did use a little bit of hot glue to hold it in place. And then I took it up and around the top of the flute. I am trying to match the cloches from Antique Farmhouse, and this is what they did. So they took it up and around on one side and then up and around on the other side and then tied it in a knot at the top. And then I'm going to make sure that my little tag is slipped up underneath there so that after I get the knot tied, I don't have to struggle getting my little tag attached. So here I go. I'm going to put the tag on before I actually tie it in a complete knot. And then I finish tying off the jute in a knot around the champagne flute. And then I tie the little tag also in a knot at the top and then cut off the excess and you're done. And these turned out so cute, guys. And they had them listed for $126. $126 for 4 mini cloche potted faux herb set of 4. Can you believe that? Mini cloche potted faux herb garden. So, and they were sold out. Ladies, what are you thinking? You paid $126 for teeny tiny little pots of fake herbs? Are you kidding me? Who are these ladies? I want to know. They need to come to my booth because I got some fabulous stuff in there that don't cost $126. I was just floored. Just absolutely floored. Anyway, sold out, guys. Wait till you see the picture. Okay. So there it is. There's the picture. So I just burn off the fuzzies and it's done. Now more about this playlist. This is an Easter tier tray collaboration with Leanie from Crafty Leanie, Catherine from A Perfect Place to Start, Lisa at Our Gray House, and myself. I will have the host channels listed in my description box along with the playlist, guys. And I cannot wait to watch their videos. I am so inspired with all of the Easter. All right, guys, it is time for the final reveal. Now, you let me know. We go from Dollar Tree to Antique Farmhouse. So we're on the low end and we're on the high end. And I think all of these look so high end, I just cannot take it. Okay, so these Easter eggs with that greenery just absolutely look gorgeous. I mean, I don't think the pictures do it justice. And these little pots, guys, seriously, they were $126. I made them for less than $2. Actually, I had all of the greenery already. This cost me nothing. I had everything already. So this DIY cost me nothing. They're selling them for $1.26. Now, I could have used the peat pots that I got at a craft store. At a thrift store for 25 cents. And it would have cost me pennies. Pennies. But seriously, this sweet little bunny, oh my gosh, is she not the sweetest little thing? I love that chateau color on the gnome and the bunny. It just absolutely is gorgeous in person. And I hope you guys can get a feel for how gorgeous that they really are with my pictures. But goodness sakes, I am just so thrilled with how everything turned out, and I am loving everything. Oh, I couldn't be more happy. Okay, here's their picture of their cloches. Now you tell me, did I nail it or did I fail? Would you have left them like a peat moss color or peat pot color, the brown, or do you like them in the colors to match my tiered tray? There are the carrots. Gosh, that greenery is so beautiful. And my sweet little bunny. Oh, I just love her. Love her. If you like this video, here's some more you might like as well. And I want to thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great weekend.